Hello everyone, how are you all? Once again welcome to our physics class. Hope you all are fine over there. Children, in the previous session we had discussed about calculation of errors. Today we will talk about the combination of errors. How will we combine errors in combinations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and also division. So there are certain rules for that. Don't get confused between different rules. So study each rule thoroughly. Understand each rule thoroughly. Okay, so let's get started with today's session. Children, as we discussed in our introductory video, let's talk about the combination of errors. So if we do an experiment involving several measurements, we must know how the errors in all the measurements combine. For example, mass density is obtained by dividing mass by volume of the substance. If we have errors in the measurement of mass and volume, we must know what will be the error in the density of that substance. To make such estimates, we should learn how errors combine in various mathematical operations. For this, we use the following procedures. First, let's discuss about the error of a sum or difference. Whenever two quantities are added or subtracted, how can we combine the errors in such quantities? So consider a quantity Z, which is obtained by two other quantities A and B. How will you find out the error in Z? Okay, that is the question. How will you find out the error in Z? What is A? A is 4 plus or minus 0.2 and B is 2 plus or minus 0.1. So here 4 and 2 represents the true value part of the quantities A and B. 0.2 and 0.1 represents the error part. Okay, so 4 is the true value of A, 0.2 is the absolute error in A. For B, 2 is the true value part and 0.1 is the absolute error part. We had already discussed this in our previous session. Actual physical quantity will be always written in this format. It must contain a true value part and also the absolute error in measurement of that quantity. So what is A plus B? A plus B is obtained by combining these two quantities. So for that, first we need to add the true value part, which is the true value part 4 plus 2, 6 plus or minus, then add the error part, which is the error part 0.2 plus 0.1, that is 0.3. So this is A plus B. Okay, so what is the error in A plus B? Error in A plus B is 0.3. So A plus B is equal to Z. So the error in Z is denoted by delta Z. So the error in Z, delta Z is 0.3. Okay. So we can write like this: Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to A plus or minus delta A plus B plus or minus delta B. Okay, so the error part in Z is denoted by delta Z. And what is the error in Z? The error in Z is 0.3 because Z is obtained by adding A and B, and the error in the sum is 0.3. So the error in Z is, or delta Z is 0.3. Next, let us assume that Z is a quantity which is obtained by subtracting A and B. That is, Z is equal to A minus B. So how will you find out the error in Z for such subtraction procedure? Here again A is equal to 4 plus or minus 0.2. B is equal to 2 plus or minus 0.1. So Z is equal to A minus B. And when you subtract a minus b, what is the procedure? You must subtract the true value part first. What is the true value part? 4 and 2. 4 minus 2, 2, plus or minus. Then you will subtract the error part too. But it's not like that. Even if it is a subtraction process, you must add the error part. So when you add the error part 0.2 and 0.1, you will get 0.3. So this is the rule. Even if it is an addition or subtraction process, you must add the absolute error part. Then only you will get the error in that difference. So here 0.3 is the error in Z. So this 0.3 is denoted by delta Z. Delta Z is error in the value Z. Okay. So this is the rule, or like this we can combine error of a sum or difference. Even if it is an addition or subtraction process, add the true value part for sum and subtract the true value part for difference. But at the same time, for both the cases, for subtraction and addition cases, you must add the absolute error part. Just look at the rule. When two quantities are added or subtracted, the absolute error in the final result is the sum of absolute errors in the individual quantities. Then what happens in the case of multiplication and division? So we can consider another example. Consider a quantity Z. It is obtained by multiplying A with B. Here also A is 4 plus or minus 0.2 and B is 2 plus or minus 0.1. So Z is equal to A into B. So how will you find out the error in Z? You are supposed to find out the error in Z. So how will you find out the error in Z? Here Z is obtained by multiplying two quantities. So if you want to obtain the error in that product, you must take the relative error. Okay, you must consider the relative error. So what is the relative error in Z? Relative error in Z is denoted by delta Z by Z. And what is the relative error in A? Relative error in A is delta A by A. And relative error in B is delta B by B. We had discussed about relative error in our previous sessions. So just recall that. So how will you find out the relative error in Z? Relative error in delta Z is obtained by adding relative error in A and relative error in B. Okay, so when two quantities are multiplied, the relative error in the result is the sum of relative errors in the individual quantities. Okay, so for a product, we must find out the relative error, and that relative error is obtained by adding relative errors of the individual quantities. So here, how will you find out the relative error in Z? Delta Z by Z is equal to delta A by A, which is delta A 0.2. That is the delta A means error in A, absolute error in A. So that is 0.2. 0.2 divided by A is 4. A means the true value, and true value is 4. Plus delta B, error in B. What is the error in B? It is 0.1 divided by B. B means true value. The true value of B is 2. Okay. Now when you take LCM and when you just simplify, you will get the result 0.1. Okay. So that is delta Z by Z. And if you want to find out delta Z, what is the expression? So delta Z by Z is 0.1. What is delta Z then? Delta Z is equal to 0.1 into Z. That is equal to 0.1 into what is Z? Z is A into B. A means true value of A and B means the true value part. So 4 into 2, that is 8. So the delta Z is 0.1 into 8, that is 0.8. This is the error in Z. Okay, so in the case of product, we need to find out relative error, and the relative error in the final result is the sum of relative errors of the individual values. Then consider another example. Z is obtained by dividing A with B. Okay, so what will be the error in Z? That is, what is delta Z? In the case of division also, you must find out the relative error. Okay, so in the case of division also, the relative error in Z is obtained by adding relative error in A with relative error in B. Okay, so the same procedure we need to follow here. But what about the true value part? The true value part is obtained. The true value is obtained by dividing the individual values. For example, consider A is equal to 4 plus or minus 0.2. B is equal to 2 plus or minus 0.1. Then what is Z? Z is A by B. And what is A? A is 4, B is 2. 4 by 2 is 2. So this is the true value part of Z. Then what is the error in Z? Error in Z is obtained by using this formula. Delta Z by Z is equal to delta A by A. What is delta A by A? That is 0.2 by 4. And what is delta B? This is B. Delta B by B is 0.1 by 2. When you take LCM and whenever you simplify, you will get the value 0.1. Okay, so this is delta Z by Z, 0.1. Then what is delta Z? Delta Z is equal to 0.1 into Z. That is 0.1 into, what is Z? We have already got the Z. What is that? 2. That is 0.2. This is the error in Z. So even if it is a multiplication or division, the relative error in the final result is the sum of relative errors in the multipliers or in the individual values. So this is the rule. Whenever two quantities are multiplied or divided, the relative error in the result is the sum of relative errors in the multipliers. Then what is the case of errors in the case of quantities raised to power? Consider the example. Suppose Z is obtained by AB square. So how will you find out the error in Z? You must find out the error in Z, delta Z. Okay, so A is, again it is 4 plus or minus 0.2, the same example. B is 2 plus or minus 0.1. So first you need to find out the value of Z. What is Z? Z is equal to AB square. And what is A? A is 4. Then B is 2. 2 square. So 4 into 4, that is 16. This is Z. Then you need to find out delta Z, error. So in this case also, we need to go for a relative error. But at the same time, how will you take the relative error? See, delta Z by Z, that is the relative error in Z. It is equal to delta A by A, because it is a multiplication, plus what is the power of B? Power of B is 2. So you must multiply the relative error of B with power. So its power, and its power is 2. So 2 into delta B by B. Okay, equal to delta A by A is 0.2 by 4 plus 2 into delta B by B is 0.1 by 2. Okay, this 2 and 2 will cancel, and after taking LCM and simplifying, you will get the value as 0.3 by 2. 0.3 by 2. So this is delta z by z. Then what will be delta z? Delta z is equal to 0.3 by 2 into z. What is z? That is 16. So 2 8s are 16. 0.3 into 8 is 2.4. So this is the error in z. So whenever a quantity raised to a power appear in the expression, you must take the relative error and at the same time you must multiply the power of that quantity with its relative error. So this is the rule. The relative error in a physical quantity raised to the power k is k times the relative error in the individual quantity. Okay. Now consider another example. Suppose if z is equal to a raised to p, b raised to q and c raised to r. Then how will you find out the relative error in z? So the relative error in z is obtained. We need to find out relative error in this case also. Relative error in z is obtained by p into relative error in a, because p is the power of a. So we must multiply the relative error of a with p, plus q into relative error in b. Q is the power of b. So you must multiply relative error of b with q, plus r into relative error in c. Okay. So this is the way to find out the relative error in z. So whenever you get two quantities with error as well as the true value part, first you must add the true value part if it is an addition, subtract the true value part if it is a subtraction, divide the true value part if it is a division, and multiply the true value part if it is multiplication. After that, what you want to do in the case of error? Okay, in the case of error, if it is a multiplication or division process, you must add the relative error. But at the same time, if it is an addition or subtraction process, you must add the absolute error. So this is the summary of this particular session. Okay, children. So with this I am concluding this session. Hope you might have understood the topic. If you have any doubt, you can ask me your doubts and clear it. So there will be a YouTube video based on the topic. Go through the YouTube video so that the concepts will be much more clear to you. We will meet in the next session. Till then, take care. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.